If it is or if it ain't, it's going to come out. Good morning, everybody. It's your girl, Miracle Sims, and you're listening to God, Sex, and Love, your daily dose of inspiration and juice. It is December the 13th, 2023, and today the topic is, it's time to make a deposit. Happy Wednesday, everybody. Happy Wednesday. I hope that you all had a wonderful Tuesday. Yeah, mine was just fine. Yeah, man, actually mine was pretty cool, man. The only main thing I did yesterday was went to one of the all-staff meetings. They ended up having one on Tuesday. And how about your girl? I came in, listened to the meeting, did everything, and came out the employee of the month. So, thanks, Mountain West, for recognizing yours truly as the employee of the month and everything like that. It's definitely an honor. I took pictures with my award because there's this big blow up Oscar looking award. So that was one thing. There's also this, plaque kind of thing that my picture is on, and that I guess stays at the coffee station in the office. So that's another thing. And then I got a certificate, and then on the certificate was all the coworkers at the bottom or whatever. So I thought that was really cute and stuff. So I'll be bringing that home at some point. But right now it's hanging up in the general office, and the balloon is there. I mean, the blow up thing is there as well. And I'm thinking about taking it up and showing the kids on Sunday, and let them know that I'm the employee of the month. But yeah, that was a really cool thing that happened yesterday. So thanks, Mountain West, man. And thank you to all that, follow me on social media, that show love on the post and everything like that, showing your congratulations and whatnot. I saw them. I appreciate it. And yeah, man, to God be the glory, man. I'm just out here trying to just use my gifts, you know what I'm saying? That's it. And, so it's nice to be, recognized and honored and whatnot. But yeah, so I guess that kind of leads to this conversation today in a way. Because this morning, I woke up early. I woke up around 2, I want to say 2:27. And I looked into all of that, and then I went back to sleep. And, I heard my alarm, did all of that. I listened to the prayer meditation with the Soul Space app. And I think I went back to sleep again. So by the time I got back up, it was 7:02, I think. And, I'm doing my thing, whatever, just looking online, X, Y, and Z. And then I started to get this sense of urgency into my heart and mind. I'm like, Lord, okay. And it's like the phrase, it's time, or something like that was coming into my mind. I'm like, okay, it's time. I'm like, it's time for what? Is it time now? Like, the time is now? That's the type of vibe I was getting. And so I started to look into that or whatever. And then ultimately I came across this article. It's at gotquestions.org, and I did put it in the Go Deeper section. I think I got to it by looking up the time is now or something like that. Well, when I plugged in the time is now to gotquestions.org, one of the articles came up called, Can Christians Have Their Best Lives Now? And I was like, that's interesting. So I read it and whatnot. Now, for those that, you want to lean into prosperity preaching and things of that nature, then you might not like what the article has to say. It might be poke for you. But for those that understand that, there's more to life than what we experience here, right? Then it might be something that will encourage you and inspire you to go check that out. So I was reading it, and then I was like, well, Lord, what do you want me to say? Because on one hand, I feel like you're telling me the time is now and it's time to do stuff now and X, Y, and Z. I'm like, what should we be doing now then? What is the urgency for, Because again, I know we can talk about getting our lives together. I know we can talk about the new year is coming, make some changes. I definitely have been feeling that in my spirit lately. Though, again, if you follow me on social media, you may have noticed I've been posting a lot of stuff centered around that. So I'm like, you know, are we going to, experience a good thing? And then at the same time, it's been abundance 2023 for me. So I'm like, Lord, you done did above and beyond what I could even imagine. So, you are blessing people out here as well. So, I mean, I don't know. Do you want us to live in poverty and squalor, or do you want us to, I don't know. Like, I was trying to figure out what the Lord was showing me, right? And then ultimately, as I was going deeper about all of this and looking up different verses and whatnot, I got this in my spirit about deposits. And I'm like, okay, deposits, making deposits, okay. But more so than focusing on physical, monetary, earthly deposits, it seems to me what the Lord sharing with me is that we need to be starting to make some spiritual, biblical, heavenly deposits. And so that's where the inspiration came from this morning. I hope that already encourages you and inspires you. We're going to go deeper about that. But yeah, y'all, it's time to make a deposit. It's time to make a deposit. Speaking of deposit, let me go ahead and share with you guys the definition. It says a sum of money placed or kept in a bank account, usually to gain interest. Now, I think we're all familiar with deposits. We look every Friday or every 2 weeks or maybe every time you do a gig, you get a deposit, right? We understand what a deposit is, at least financially and earthly, right? But on the flip side, I think what stood out to me the most in that definition is the part that says usually to gain interest. Now, not every deposit gains an interest, right? Every now and then you might just place a deposit in this thing. That deposit is gone, right? No time to get interest, right? And we understand that concept as well. But that part really stood out to me in regards to heavenly, spiritual, and biblical deposits. Because, again, I believe that God is looking for to gain interest with the deposits that we make. And so I was pretty much reminded. Now, I don't know if anybody else has experienced this. I know everybody else got, buku money, you know what I'm saying? Your account is overflowing, right? So you might not get these type of notifications. But for those that, I guess that's like me, every now and then you might get a notification from your bank account, right? They might send you an email. It might go a little something like this. It says, heads up, your balance is getting low. Has anyone else got one of those low available balance notices? I done got an email or two. I ain't gonna lie. Now listen, it's been abundance 2023. Now it's been a blessing. Every now and then you might get those notifications showing you that there's a certain amount in your account, or maybe it's lower than that certain amount that you requested to get a notification for, whatever that is, right? So, if you're familiar with that, then you understand, right, the concept of getting an email or getting a notification or getting a little reminder saying, hey, your balance is getting a little low. Well, I guess here I am today to be that reminder to us. Look, your spirit, what I was feeling in my spirit this morning, y'all, hey, take it with a grain of salt. If it ain't for you, it ain't for you. And if it is for you, then hold on to this. It's not that your balance is getting low. It's that ain't nothing in your account. Now that's not funny. That's not funny. I think I'm only laughing at, I guess, the way it came out, but which is not funny. There's nothing in the accounts. So you ain't made no spiritual, biblical, heavenly deposits, and I believe that's where the sense of urgency was coming from this morning. In regards to time's up and all the other stuff that I feel like God was putting on my heart and mind. So. Here's some little reminders, in regards to the importance of making spiritual, heavenly, biblical deposits. Maybe your account is low, but then maybe there are some of us that don't have anything at all, and the time is now to start putting in some deposits. So here goes some verses, y'all. 2 Corinthians 9:7. Each one must give as he has decided in his heart, not reluctantly or under compulsion, for God loves a cheerful giver. Now, I know nobody don't like to talk about the money part of the Bible, right? Everybody's like, oh, you talking about giving money, da, 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 da. But I'm not even really focused on the money part of this conversation today. tithing, and yes, I feel like all of that's important, and yes, I do feel like I received the word yesterday during the meeting, that may even challenge, myself, and more in my giving and whatnot, in the upcoming year and things of that nature. But I think, again, we're focused on heavenly, spiritual, biblical deposits, and we have to be cheerful in our giving, whether it's giving of time, right? Giving of, whatever our gifts and talents are, for the glory and honor of the Lord. Like, are you cheerful in that giving? Like, for example, I'm giving right now, right? I'm waking up in the morning with the intention to study, yes, for myself, and then to give to others. And it brings me joy to do this. Like, honestly, like, who would have known? Like, all them years ago when God kept putting on my heart and mind, you need to study more, you need to study more. I had no clue that, again, kicking this off, doing the juice was going to be so fulfilling. If I had known, maybe I would have been did it. Like, you know what I mean? Like, maybe I would have did it years ago, before 2020. But, now that I know, I mean, again, I might not be recording exactly at 6, the way I was challenging myself to do in the beginning. But, again, it brings me joy to do this. I do this cheerfully. And that's what I'm talking about today. Like, what are you doing for the kingdom that you can do cheerfully? And if you're not doing anything, then I guess that's the question. What can you do, right, that you can do cheerfully? Like, just last weekend, we had a serve day at Mountain West or whatnot. I didn't get a chance to participate or whatever, but there's plenty of people that did. And the thing is, those people, they're doing whatever they're doing during serve day cheerfully. Like, I mean, even if you're not doing it with the church, you could be doing it with the organization or something like that. Matter of fact, I was tuning in to, I think I told you guys that at the end of the year, my family, or after Christmas, my family, my mom's side wants to get together. Well, my family wants to get together and go to Florida. Well, one of the things I used to do when I lived in Florida was go and volunteer at this place called Give Kids the World. And I came across them back when I was working at Disney, because they would bring in, terminally ill kids and things like that, and their families. And they would get a Disney experience and everything like that, like a week vacation, and it's just time away from all the things that they were dealing with in their normal lives, time to, just be a kid and have fun versus going to appointments and all the things, again, that terminally ill children deal with. And so coming across, the Make-A-Wish kids, right, at the parks pretty much led me to look into Give Kids the World and whatnot. And then, so it's this amazing village that has been created in Florida where, the people, the families can actually stay. My understanding, they are staying for free. They're fed. They have a little pizza shop there that they can just, order a pizza and it's free. They got a little ice cream shop that they can just walk up to and get ice cream, and all of that's free. They have events and themed, parties and things like that every night. Amazing things like that is just done for free. And those people that volunteer there do it cheerfully. When I volunteered there, I did it cheerfully. Things of that nature, you know what I'm saying? And so, again, this is just a challenge today. If you're not doing anything cheerfully and giving of your time, yourself, whatever the case may be, cheerfully, then what can you do? That is the question. And I feel like that's what that verse reminded me of this morning. Here's another verse. 2 Corinthians 9:6, it says, the point is this: whoever sows sparingly will also reap sparingly, and whoever sows bountifully will also reap bountifully. Now, yes, we can talk about money all day long, and yes, I believe that there is something to that. Like, I've been talking to my husband about it, and I've been more intentional about doing it myself, and I've seen, again, Abundance 2023 as I focus and be intentional about my giving. And again, I feel like there is a challenge for me in this upcoming year to give even more than I gave this year, right? Financially, right? But not even just that. Like, again, the sowing and reaping, it goes across the board. Again, like, there's things, like, again, I have no clue, like, what the Lord is doing with GSL. Like, I know the different milestones, right? I know the different things, the different, goals we've achieved. I actually saw something recently. It was like a wrap up for this year. Amazing things. They showed me the amount of views, the amount of subscribers we received, stuff like that. that's great, right? But I don't know like what the spiritual deposits that I'm making in each and every individual that tunes in, right? I mean, now every now and then I get someone like, for example, Mr. Kenneth. He tuned in yesterday. He sent me a lovely message on one of the videos, on the video yesterday. Kenneth Matthews, I'm calling you all out, but I really appreciate the message you sent. And obviously, the juice yesterday spoke volumes to him. And I'm grateful, right? I'm grateful to anybody that watches. I'm grateful to anybody that, lets me know that how this is affecting them and things like that. But let's just say Mr. Kenneth never said anything. Like, he could have just tuned in and he could have just, went on about his day and got whatever he needed. And I may never know, right, exactly what GSL does. But God knows. Like, God's keeping up with all that. I believe that that's storing up, that's making deposits spiritually in heaven to where, who knows? I know they talk about, rewards and things of that nature. So, maybe your girl will be, be employee of the month in heaven or something one of these old days. You know what I mean? Like, maybe, I don't know, but it's not about that really. I mean, I'm just trying to use my gifts out here. I'm just trying to, do my part and everything like that. But basically the Bible tells us about like storing up treasures in heaven. Matter of fact, let me go ahead and go to that verse. It's Matthew 6:20. It says, "But lay up for yourselves treasures in heaven, where neither moth nor rust destroys, and where thieves do not break in and steal." So you guys can go deeper and read the other verses that are the alternative of that, and it talks about people that are storing up earthly treasure, and there is some benefit, right, to making sure your family is good, making sure you're being a great steward over your finances. Like, there's definitely wisdom and blessings to that, right? But we need to be building up our spiritual, biblical, heavenly accounts as well. And I mean, I guess ultimately I'm just reminding us all of this today. Again, if this resonates with you and you are encouraged and inspired to go deeper, feel free to do so. There were so many verses as I was looking at openbible.info that I just felt led to just tell you guys, hey, as a part of the Go Deeper section, just go to openbible.info and plug in Heavenly Treasure and see which verses that the Lord, shows you and makes stand out to you. There's also another verse, Philippians 2:5-8. You guys can check that out. That's also in the Go Deeper section as well. But ultimately, the juice is, don't let your spiritual, heavenly, biblical account run dry. At the end of the day, we need to be making some deposits. With the urgency that came into my heart and mind, it seems like we need to be making these deposits right now. And that's the juice, y'all. That is the juice. Now, the Bible verse of today is Psalm 95:6. It says, "Oh, come, let us worship and bow down, and let us kneel before the Lord our Maker." Friends, I hope you all enjoyed this juice this morning. Thank you so much for listening to God, Sex, and Love, your daily dose of inspiration, the juice. I pray you guys can go forth and have a wonderful day, and I look forward to talking to you all tomorrow, if the Lord's will. Bye-bye. Did you know that you can support us for just 99 cents a month? That's right, friends. You can support everything that we do here at GSL for just 99 cents a month. Take a look around wherever this post is. You might see a link or maybe even a button that says support. Go there, check out the options, consider supporting us because, we enjoy bringing you all the daily inspiration as well as the weekly talk show, but we have much, much more to come. Thank you so much for the consideration. Bye-bye.